Picture this. It's a beautiful sunny day. You're at a bustling outdoor market, surrounded by the aroma of fresh fruits and spices, and suddenly you realize your wallet is missing. Cue the heart-thumping panic, the frantic patting of every pocket, the sinking feeling in your gut. Enter our protagonist, let's call him Joe. Joe is your average guy, just wanting to enjoy his weekend at the market. But alas, fate has a different, more humorous plan in store for him. With the sudden realization of his misplaced wallet, he dives into a frenzy. His eyes dart around the market, scanning every nook and cranny, every fruit stall, every rug vendor, every face in the crowd. Joe retraces his steps. The apple stand, the vintage record shop, the food truck selling the delicious falafel wraps. He interrogates the unsuspecting falafel vendor, inquiring about a lonely lost wallet. The vendor, confused and amused, can only shrug. With each passing minute, Joe's panic escalates. He imagines all the worst-case scenarios. Stolen identity, maxed-out credit cards, the never-ending calls to the bank. In a fit of fear-induced efficiency, he manages to cancel all his cards right there, huffing and puffing at a nearby bench. Just when he's about to spiral into despair, he feels an unexpected bulge in his back pocket. Lo and behold, the missing wallet. It had been there all along, hiding, waiting for the right moment to reappear and bring this comedic tale to its hilariously anticlimactic ending. Joe sits there, a mix of relief and embarrassment flooding over him. He looks at the cancelled cards in his wallet, then at the falafel wrap growing cold next to him, and can't help but laugh at his own folly. So the moral of the story is, always check your pockets before you hit the panic button. Remember folks, sometimes the things we frantically search for are right under our noses, or in this case, snug in our back pockets. Ever had one of those days where, without even trying, you turn into a master prankster? Let's dive into the life of Jane, a woman who, without even realizing it, turned a typical day at the office into a comedy show. Jane, a well-meaning employee, was just trying to brighten her co-workers' Monday morning with freshly baked cookies. Little did she know that her sweet gesture would set the stage for hilarity. After sending out an email to the entire office announcing the cookies, Jane accidentally triggered a series of laugh-out-loud events. The email, intended to be a friendly notification, was amusingly misinterpreted. Fresh cookies in the oven quickly became the office code for impromptu meeting at the pantry. You can imagine the confusion, with everyone showing up in the pantry, notepads in hand, ready to discuss quarterly reports over the scent of baking cookies. Jane, oblivious to the office-wide misunderstanding, was busy in the kitchenette, meticulously following her grandma's cookie recipe. The excitement, however, reached a fever pitch when Jane, in her quest for the perfect golden brown cookies, accidentally set off the fire alarm. The shrill sound of the alarm sent everyone into a frenzy. There was pandemonium as employees grabbed their belongings, preparing for an emergency evacuation. All the while, Jane stood in the kitchenette, holding a tray of slightly overcooked cookies, utterly bewildered. As the alarm was switched off and the confusion subsided, the office broke into fits of laughter. The sight of Jane, standing in the midst of flour and smoke, holding cookies with a look of clueless innocence, was too much to handle. The office hadn't seen this much merriment on a Monday morning in years. The day ended with everyone enjoying Jane's cookies, their laughter echoing through the office. Jane, still slightly confused, was declared the office's unintentional prankster. And who knew? An unintentional prank could turn a monotonous Monday into the most memorable day of the week. Gyms, the place where we go to feel good about ourselves. But sometimes things don't go as planned. Let's dive into the world of a gym newbie, a character as fresh as a daisy and as clueless as a babe in the woods. Our protagonist steps onto the treadmill with gusto, ready to shed those extra pounds. But wait! He confuses the treadmill's speed settings, turning the knob all the way to the right, thinking it's the volume control for the built-in TV. Before you know it, he's sprinting like a marathon runner chased by a pack of wolves, huffing and puffing, desperately trying to keep up with the machine's relentless pace. It's not the kind of high-intensity interval training he had in mind, but it sure is an unforgettable cardio session. Next, our gym novice spots a yoga ball. His eyes sparkle with mischief. He's seen those bouncy castles at fairs, and this looks like a mini version. Ignoring the serene yogis around him, he takes a running leap onto the ball, intending to bounce like a kangaroo. Instead, he's sent rolling across the gym floor, legs flailing in the air, causing a domino effect as he knocks over a row of stationary bikes. The gym echoes with laughter, turning the serene yoga session into a comedy show. Finally, our gym newbie spots a weightlifting belt. A back brace, he thinks, perfect for his aching back after his treadmill sprint and yoga ball tumble. He wraps it around his waist, cinches it tight, and parades around the gym, proud as a peacock. The sight of a man strutting around with a weightlifting belt worn as a back brace sends the gym-goers into another fit of laughter. The gym newbie's naivety and the amusing consequences of his actions turn an ordinary day at the gym into a comedy skit. His misadventures serve as a reminder to all of us that while the gym is a place to work hard, it's also a place to laugh hard. Remember folks, a gym is not a playground, but it sure can be a comedy club. Grocery stores, a mundane part of life, right? Well, not for everyone. So picture this, a busy Saturday morning, and a dad decides to take his toddler grocery shopping. It's a simple task. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler alert, quite a bit. Our unsuspecting dad, let's call him Bob, starts off with the best intentions. He's got his list, his reusable bags, and his toddler, who's strapped in the cart, ready to conquer the daunting aisles of the grocery store. They're on a mission, fresh produce, a couple of pantry staples, and maybe a treat or two for the little one. As they navigate the labyrinth of aisles, Bob's toddler becomes fascinated with the plethora of brightly coloured boxes and bags on the shelves. As any good dad would, Bob indulges his child, letting them hold a bag of chips, a box of cookies, you know, the essentials. But while Bob is engrossed in comparing the nutritional value of two different brands of pasta sauce, his toddler has other plans. The cart, filled with their carefully selected items, is abandoned in favour of a nearby cart overflowing with sugary cereals, candy bars, and an impressive stack of baby diapers. Now, here's the kicker. Bob, none the wiser, returns to the cart, assuming his toddler has just added a few more essentials to their list. He pushes the cart, filled to the brim with junk food and diapers, all the way to the checkout. It's only when the total amount flashes on the screen that Bob realizes something's awry. His eyes widen as he turns to the cart, finally noticing the mountain of diapers and the absence of his carefully chosen items. The real owner of the cart, a flustered mum with a mischievous toddler of her own, approaches just in time to witness Bob's priceless reaction. Cue the awkward laughter, the hurried apologies, and the frantic cart swap. So next time you're at the grocery store, make sure to keep an eye on your cart, or you might end up with a surprise. Now let's take a quick jaunt down memory lane and revisit the laugh-out-loud moments we just shared. Remember our friend from the first tale, the one with the mysterious case of the misplaced wallet? The epic saga of a man and his missing wallet. He searched high and low, left and right, even inside his dog's mouth, only to find it nonchalantly sitting in the fridge, nestled between the eggs and the milk. Guess it was just chilling out, right? Then we had the unintentional prankster. This good-natured soul couldn't help but cause a ruckus wherever he went. Remember the time he accidentally let loose a dozen frogs in the office? Riveting stuff indeed. Or how about when he attached the "kick me" sign to his own back? Now that's what we call self-deprecating humour. And let's not forget the Gym Misadventures, the guy who thought lifting weights was as easy as lifting his morning coffee mug. The look on his face when he found out the 2 in 20-pound dumbbell wasn't just for show, priceless. Our next character found themselves in a grocery store mix-up. Imagine going shopping and coming back with someone else's cart. It's like a surprise party thrown by the universe, except you didn't ask for it. And you're allergic to half of the surprise. Now, who needs a shopping list when you can just swap carts, right? And there you have it, a handful of hilarious tales to brighten your day. Each one a testament to the fact that humour can be found in the most ordinary situations. Remember, life's too short to take too seriously, so find the fun where you can.